Hi, everyone. I hope that you're enjoying the EHFF so far. My name is Merel Wagner. I am a standardization consultant at the Royal Netherlands Standardization Institute. In short, it's NEN. In that role, I facilitate European stakeholders in the fitness industry on formalizing best practices and to setting standards. But today I am mostly very excited to officially launch to you our certification scheme program called FITcert, which has been developed by Europe Active and NEN together. But before I elaborate a little bit more on the fitness certification program, I'd like to shortly inform you a bit more about European standards and about the process of standardization in general. Because what exactly are standards? In short, a standard isn't a great way of doing something on how to make a product, of how to manage a process, or how to deliver a service. Basically, it is the point of a standard is to really provide a reliable basis for people to share the same expectations of a service or of a product. And with a standard, you can formalize best practices. So why are standards useful for you as a member of the fitness community? Well, standards, they help reducing risks for operators and in the end for your customers. They help building confidence in your sector as they show that you apply the principles of good practices and of safety and that you're able to communicate these. However, standards are no laws, so you're never really obliged to apply them, but they do carry a great influence in national lawmaking and in any legal cases. All in all, it's really a set of minimum requirements, not only helping to set the bar, but to really raise it over time. Overall, standards really help to build and to support operational and business excellence. And in the past 6 years, European fitness experts who represent all types of fitness facilities, large, small, boutique firms, they've all worked very hard to create standards that reflect that common practice in your industry. And this has resulted in the standard EN 17229 published in 2019, which covers the requirements for operations and management of fitness centers. The standards, again, they represent very common practices in European fitness clubs, and well-managed clubs should already be completely aligned with the requirements stated in the standard. Next to this, there are two more standards that are in development. One standard on the supervision of clubs and the qualification for trainers. And next to this, a guideline for operating a club during an infectious outbreak, such as, of course, the COVID-19 period. These standards have all so far been developed at SEN, which is the European Standardization Organization. And that's a neutral non-profit organization that has over 60 years of experience in bringing different types of industry stakeholders together and to formalize those standards. So standards, they provide the opportunity to increase and to showcase the professionalization of the fitness sector. And as we've all noticed during the COVID pandemic, it is now really more important than ever to visibly demonstrate not only to your customers, to your staff, and to your suppliers, but to health workers and to liability companies and even to governments that your clubs apply those principles of good practices and safety on a daily basis. So it's time to show that fitness isn't just for fun, but it really is a public health solution. So earlier this year, Europe Active and NEN have decided to join forces and to develop a quality insurance program that helps your sector putting the best standards into practice and to provide your customers with a visible proof of compliance. And we've named this program or this certification scheme, as we like to call it, FITcert. You can see the logo here. But Europe Active and NEN have not set up this program by ourselves. It is an industry-driven initiative that has been co-developed with several independent industry experts and representatives of Europe-based certification bodies. So in short, FITcert, the certification scheme, it functions as a tool to show that your clubs are compliant with the established EN 17229 standards. The scheme covers management, operations, supervision of clubs, and fitness trainer qualifications. So the program really has a step-by-step approach. It starts with a very light and an easy entry, and participants are guided through the entire program with educational and marketing tools and easy and ready product materials. The scheme is operated by NEN, which is not just a standardization body, but also an independent certification scheme manager, together with conformity assessment that is done by international certification bodies such as Kiva, SGS, Veritas, etc. It is not a national, but it really is a European-wide certification scheme that will use a recognizable and respected quality mark, as you see here on the right side. Europe Active and NEN are setting up a website with a public register of clubs that have committed to the scheme or are already part of it, both for transparency reasons and to encourage your interaction with your customers. And last, all investments on your side and all commitments will always be communicated and are as transparent as possible communicated per program stage. So what does the FITcert scheme really look like and how does it work? Well, as you can see here, the FITcert program has 5 main stages. Stages 1 and 2 are overseen by Europe Active, and stages 3 to 5 are overseen by NEN with independent certification bodies. So in stages 1 and 2, the participating club just really needs to show that it is committed to entering the certification scheme. In fact, it is even possible to complete both stages together. Next, in stage 3, the club undergoes a conformity assessment against the core criteria of the EN 17229 standards. In stage 4, there is a full club certification according to all EN 17229 requirements. And finally, in stage 5, the club's certification according to those noted in stage 3 or in 4 will be revalidated after 3 years. Now, it will not be possible to enter the scheme at stage 1 or 2 and to stay there. Over time, a club is really required to proceed to at least stage 3. So each stage is really time limited before you enter the next stage of the program. But not to worry, because in cooperation with its national partners, Europe Active and NEN will provide the participants with continuous feedback on their progress, and they offer guidance throughout the program. So entering the certification program will require a financial investment. However, as I will explain in more detail next, the pricing will really depend on the size of the club, its location, and the services that it offers. The more multi-site operators can enter the scheme by cost negotiation, by sampling their number of clubs. And clubs entering the scheme are always given the full information on what exactly is required of them, together with the associated costs for the assessment and the certification that they wish to undertake. So entering the certification scheme starts with a statement of commitment in stage 1. What is required for registration with stage 1? Well, basically you are asked to fill in an online form with the details of your club, such as its name, its address, a website, and its services offered. Completion of this stage will give a signal to Europe Actives, to NEN, and to your customers that your club is committed to start the scheme. Your club will now be listed in the Europe Active public register of participating European clubs, and you will be provided with a logo shown here in blue that you now are a Europe Active aspiring club. The more the costs for both stages 1 and 2 are combined, 200 to 300 euros. This depends again on the club size and its services, but most importantly, you will receive the full scheme of requirements and a step-by-step guidance to comply with those requirements. At stage 2, you're asked to complete a self-assessment that is administered by Europe Active. In short, you're really asked to answer a list of 15 questions that cover very basic requirements of the EN 72-9 standards. Again, a well-run club should normally already have these basic requirements in place. To support your answers, you're asked to provide Europe Active with some basic documentation, which is then in return checked by a Europe Active industry expert. What do you get? You will receive a confirmation that you now are a Europe Active recognized club, which comes with several benefits. The completion of stage 2 means that you can now move to stage 3 or choose to go for full certification in stage 4. Your listing is updated on the Europe Active public register, and you can now inform your members that you have a unique certificate and are a recognized club. However, it is important to note that you can only take a maximum period of 6 months before you have had completed all requirements in stage 2. So the clock does start ticking. In stage 3, the assessment of conformity, a successful club is now overseen by NEN and by independent international certification bodies. So there's a transfer of your information from Europe Active to NEN because now you will start with the actual conformity assessment. In this stage, a club undergoes a conformity assessment against a quite extended list of core criteria of the EN 72-9 standards. That list will be made available to you. So what do? You fill in an online questionnaire of 30 questions, and you provide visual information and evidence that you meet those core conformity requirements. Next, an independent certification body of your own choice will verify through an online process whether you indeed comply with those core criteria or not. And if you are successful, your club will receive the status of an EN 72-9 compliant club certificate that is issued by the certification body and is registered by NEN and Europe Active. The status of your club will then be transferred to and demonstrated on the EN certification scheme website. And after 2 to 3 years, a recertification process takes place. However, clubs are always given an annual update on the standards changes and any additions so that during recertification, you do not have any surprises of new requirements that you would now have to adhere to. FITcert stage 4 is full club certification. This is really, as we like to call it, the golden standard, where a club can demonstrate 100% conformity with the requirements of EN 72-9. The verification includes both online and offline inspection. And again, the conformity is verified by certification body of your own choice. What do you get? The opportunity to independently display that your users and your partners, that your club is 100% compliant with the best fitness practices out there. Stage 4 needs to be completed within 1 year of completing stages 2 or 3, but you have a choice here because clubs entering the FITcert program can either stop at stage 3 with the conformity assessment, or they can decide to go for full European certification, but that is only achieved in this stage 4. Lastly, as with stage 3, after 2 and 3 years, a recertification process takes place. So, to wrap it up a little bit, what is the added value for you of showing your compliance with the EN 7229 standards by taking part in the FITcert program? Well, the intent of the program is that compliant fitness centers should be able to negotiate, for example, lower insurance premiums or attract possible subsidies from healthcare insurance, or to mitigate liabilities in case of an accident or an event. And most importantly, even differentiate yourself from the market by means of taking part in this program that is really more relevant than any Google reviews or Trustpilots out there. I hope that you're convinced that the FITcert program can help you show your compliance with the best practices, show the ongoing professionalization of the fitness sector, and to make sure that to make use of that visible proof of operational excellence. So I hope that my talk has spiked your interest in the launch of our FITcert program. EuropeActive and NEN are very keen to start the registration of interested clubs as soon as possible. However, in order to test the implementability of this scheme, we have first planned a trial period of the scheme's program. And during this period, from half November to half February, a limited amount of clubs are welcome to join this trial and to test out the stages 1 and 2. This is an extra advantageous opportunity because EuropeActive offers a large discount on the costs of joining the scheme, because after all, the clubs joining the trial will provide us with very valuable feedback on their experience with the scheme. If you're interested to join the scheme and to participate in the trial, please register via the FITcert website. It is listed here. Don't miss out on this opportunity. I thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you soon. And in case you have any comments or questions, you can email me at the email address written right here. Thank you very much.